And welcome inside the Backstage Pass here for a hump day, almost a CRS time. Hard to believe it's just a couple of weeks away there. Country Radio Seminar 2024, our third annual chance to participate in a great event out there, too, with everybody who's anybody goes to that town for that event. Kind of like a mini CMA Fest, and a big party will be there February 28th to March 1st there in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee at the Omni Hotel, and interviews just keep getting added right there at the Omni. And, of course, offsite from some live broadcasts. We'll be there too as well at the Wild Beaver Saloon March the 1st from 6 to 10. And, of course, the 28th and 29th of February at the world-famous Doghouse Saloon in conjunction with our partners MC1 Nashville there too as well. About 25 to 30 artists expected to come out the 28th and 29th, 5:30 to 10:30. And, of course, we'll stream it on KKTC True Country 99.9 and our friends at hightidecountry.net and powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. So all that good stuff coming up and good stuff today with our friend Trey Calloway here on the Backstage Pass. Trey, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing wonderful, Brandon. How are you?
Man, it's good. It's getting busy over these next 2 weeks. It
Yes,
is
sir.
a country radio seminar and coming up in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Looking forward to hitting the streets and not getting an ounce of sleep at all, period. I'm not.
Good problem to have. Being busy is a good problem to have, though, my friend.
It is, no doubt. Hey, for the listeners out there, too, in the market, especially Oklahoma City and, of course, Taos, New Mexico, and up into Pueblo, Colorado, who may not know Trey Calloway. I know a lot about it because I've been a fan ever since Carolina Man came out for that particular record in 2016. But tell those listeners a little bit of that backstory of that connection to music for Trey Calloway from a young age and growing up.
Man, honestly, the story goes, I was raised in Pentecostal church from a very young age. My father was an evangelist, a traveling preacher, and I would go and sing in front of all the congregations that he would go and preach in front of. And probably from the age of about 4 or 5, I started singing in front of big crowds, and I caught the music bug. And then I'd say around the age of 13, probably 12, 13, 14, I heard, some George Strait and some Garth Brooks and some Alan Jackson. And it was kind of all over, but the crying for me, I was like, this is what I want to do. And I've been doing it ever since, man. I started playing guitar and writing songs, and it's been a great ride, Brandon. It really has.
Yeah, you mentioned those names there, Alan Jackson, and of course that '90s country. Your music really relates to. Once an artist, I feel like they find their sound and kind of their niche. They stick to that. They want to perfect that sound too. So was that '90s country, that sound instrumental for you and kind of where you are as an artist today?
Well, that's a great question. So where I'm at in my career today is more along the lines of, because I think a lot of artists start off kind of doing a little bit of hero worship. They try to emulate the guys they grew up listening to. And for me, it was those three, even Clint Black thrown in there. And then, Jason Aldean and Chris Young later on. But for me today, when we go into the studio or when we're playing a live show, we say something to the degree of, we want to be undeniably country. When you turn on the radio and you hear a song of mine, that's country music, but still modern. So we're looking for that modern sound mixed with that traditional country music. I don't want to be, I love pop country. I love outlaw country. I love the blues and hip hop and funk and metal and all kinds of stuff. But for me, my music, undeniably country, but modern. That's what we're going for. And that's what we try to stick to, man. And I appreciate you noticing. That means a lot to me.
Brother, since Carolina Man, love that record. I've been playing it for a good almost 10 years now, almost a decade. That thing's been out. Hard to believe, 2016.
That's crazy to think about.
8 years?
Man. It's awesome.
Where'd it go? I'm like, and that's the cool thing about how records evolve. And some people say, this is easy to put songs on. This is a tough situation now to find out what, 8 to 12, maybe 15 songs make a record. How tough is that to decide that as an artist of what goes on a record?
Well, I had my whole life to put out that first album. And then, I've been kind of putting out more singles now than anything, because I feel like the music business has kind of reverted back to the single the way it was in the 60s, with it being, the one side and then the back side. So we try to single everything out because people seem more engaged with us when we do the singles. But you got your whole life to do that first album, and then you got to keep turning them out. So for me, we don't try to do any filler. I don't want to put out any filler songs. For me, I want every song to stand on its own. I want a song that can change somebody's life or make somebody remember, with the day they fell in love, or maybe the day they lost somebody that they'll never forget. Or I try to make every song of mine be like, man, this song can stand on its own. So for me, we try to narrow down however many we've written in that year or those 6 months, and we try to pick the 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 best that we can, and then we go and record them.
That's so important too, because I feel like more and more artists now either one of two things: writing their own material, which is a really cool thing to pen your own songs. I talked to Zach Top about that a couple of weeks ago, how important that was to write every single song, or at least co-write those songs with a lot of great people that he's written. Carson Chamberlain, famous Alan Jackson, of course, Billy Currington's career instrumental for that, and that's why songs like yours in my mind, and of course, sounds like the radio, and some things you put out, including this new one now, which is "Miss Gone by Morning." Man, you make the fans feel something through the lyrics. And I know for you guys, that's one of the biggest things, to be authentic, right?
Thanks, brother. Well, I want to start off by saying I'm a big Zach Top fan. From the moment I heard him, I said, him and Jake Worthington, I was like, there's a chance for guys like me. If this is the kind of stuff that's coming back around that people are hungry for, there's a chance for guys like me. So I'm a big Zach Top fan. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, and that's important for I think the business too. And I love this female movement, Trey, that's coming through right now with Lainey Wilson and of course all these great Ashley McBride, Carly Pierce, and all these things. This is an important era and an important time for this female movement. What's your take on that?
Honestly, I think it's fantastic. I mean, I will say the music business, and I think the entertainment business in general is more difficult for women. For me, I got to put my ball cap on. I can wear any old ratty shirt that I want to wear. I don't have to put makeup on. I don't have to get dolled up, and I can just go on and be myself. Women have to get dolled up. They have to look like $1 million. They have to work their butts off, man. And so I think it's fantastic that people like Lainey and Ashley McBride are getting some recognition. I think it's phenomenal, man. I'll be honest with you.
Great time, no doubt about it too. Well, let's talk about this. I'll tell you, we're going to play. Let's play the single first. It came out here January the 12th, just a few weeks ago too. And I know for me, it's already creating a stir. For me, it did. People I talked to too as well, of course, out at KKTC, True Country out there. Love it so much too. Miss Gone by Morning. Let's have you play that one right now here on the show.
We're going to do it live?
Let's do it live.
We'll do it live.
One of 3 today. Hey, we're getting ready to have some big live shows all in Nashville for that entire week. And I'm going to come out to the local to see you on that Friday night, March the 1st, to play out there too as well. But we're going to be at the Doghouse Wednesday night, Thursday night from 6 to 10. And, of course, Friday, March 1st at the Wild Beaver Saloon. And any artist who's talked to me are coming out there in waves, and it's just going to be at the floodgates of open. So I am.
It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time out there, brother.
Yes,
well, it's all yours, and it's Miss Gone by Morning, the new single from Trey Calloway. Here we go.
Let's go. Well, I see you making eyes at that sweet little honey, mind full of wishes and a pocket full of money, thinking white picket fence, 9 yards, before you get yourself down the road that far. Let me tell you where you are, man, you're working on your next broken heart. She's miss gone by morning. She's a hurricane come gone before you hear that warning. Brother, forget about the river bound. Ain't no man gonna hold her down. That sweet little lady's broken every heart in this town. Woo! She's an empty glass while you're still pouring. Ain't no happy ever after into your story. Might be sad for a while, but you're gonna wake up with a big no smile, man. She's miss gone by morning. She's a hurricane come gone before you hear that warning. Brother, forget about the river now. Ain't no man gonna hold her down. That sweet little lady broken every heart in this town. Yeah. Oh, just hanging out with Brandon. I know you're bitterness and never leave. You've always been together with you in her arms and holding on. Yeah, like I was bitterness and never leave me. Always been together with me. Then I woke up alone. Yeah, now she's miss gone by morning. She's a hurricane come gone before you hear that warning. Brother, forget about the river now. Ain't no man gonna hold her down. That sweet little lady's broken every heart in this town. Well, now that sweet little lady's broken every heart in this town. home, you're gonna miss. City you're gonna live. If it's gone by morning, if it's gone by morning. Yeah.
Jam that in your truck, boy. Turn that up too. If that ain't country, I don't know what is out there too. Trey Calloway here on the Backstage Pass. Miss Gone by morning too, as well as that's
Thanks,
authentic
buddy.
country, baby. If you can't feel that, I guess there's no hope for you out there too. When it comes, I was going to say another word, but I can't say that on the audio side. When it comes to radio,
we wanted to write a song. We wanted to write a song where the girl was the heartbreaker for once, man. You know, the guy always gets blamed for being the heartbreaker, man. This girl's the heartbreaker this time around, buddy.
Brother, I can't wait to hear that live with the full band. That's going to be good at the local when y'all break
sir.
down and play that too on March the 1st. I'll be coming over from the Wild Beaver to get over to the local too at that time. So it's going to be a lot of fun too. So one party to another and just a week of drinking, man, and having a good time and listening to country music.
It's going to be fun, man.
That's going to be fun, bro. That's going to be fun. We got to take time out here too, pay some bills too, because if I don't do my sponsors right, they get mad at me, Trey. You know how it goes. You got to do people right to pay the bills for you. Go to Nashville too as well. And of course, Valentine's Day is here. It's not around the corner anymore, too. So if you hadn't taken care of your lady, too, if you forgot, hey, email my good friend Tommy out there if you're looking for that perfect gift for the spouse, friend, family member. Jewelry by Tommy's got you covered. Email burleysystem@yahoo.com, BUEHRLE system@yahoo.com today to order. Tell them Brandon sent you by. And, of course, if you're looking for that perfect jewelry, handcrafted, handmade, make sure it's Jewelry by Tommy. We'll take a time out, too, as well for other sponsors. Stay tuned for a lot more. More with Trey Calloway. Some songs coming up, some performances, too, as we count down to Country Radio Seminar 2024. Stay tuned.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Ever thought about owning your own business? Tanya Lapsley-Cockett did. She decided a little over 5 years ago that she was going to be an entrepreneur, so she started her travel business. Tanya is married and works a full-time job. Her business has given her amazing opportunities. Not only does she get to help people create memories by booking their vacations, sporting and entertainment tickets, rental cars, etc., but it has also allowed her to help other families create legacy income. The travel industry is extremely lucrative and is an $8 trillion industry. The travel industry is projected to earn in excess of $15 trillion over the next 10 years. The travel industry pays its professionals up to 70 to 80% commission on the travel that they book for themselves and their clients. As a travel business owner, Tanya books travel and teaches others how to own and operate their own travel business. She is a director in training on the marketing side of her business, where she has helped over 90 families start their own businesses. If you're interested in owning your own travel business, please contact Tanya at 917-743-1199 or at ladytlc3555@me.com.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here with Trey Calloway on the show. Thanks to all the work our sponsors do out there, too, to make CRS possible out there 2024. And, of course, we'll be at the Omni starting that morning. Runaway June, American Blonde, Tiger Lily Gold, The Springs, Whitney Miller, John Barry, Shenandoah, Lewis Bryce coming by, too, Walker Montgomery, and a whole lot more, too. Tyler Reese-Tritt, going to be a busy few mornings there in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. Then we're taking it out to the bars, we're flexing this year to get out to the doghouse there Wednesday, Thursday night with our friends at MC1 Nashville. Tune in. KKTC, True Country, 99.9, and our friends at HighTideCountry.net. And Friday, March 1st, guess what? the Wild Beaver Saloon. We're not done. We're going to talk some more. Me and Alan Price out there too. Have a good time and drink and just have a big party. Interviewing Nashville's best and brightest, and of course playing some songs out there too as well. All thanks to our sponsors out there too. And then we get to go over to local and see Trey put on one hell of a show out there too on Friday, March the 1st. No sleep that week. That's the key word in floodgates opening, right? Yeah, that's
what was that Jason Michael Carroll song? I can sleep when I'm dead. I can sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah, remember that one too as well. Hey, let's go back to EP that I've loved ever since it came out. Worth the Shot too. When You Walk In was one of my favorite songs out there too. How did this come together? This project, and was it kind of, I guess, the finished product? I loved it so much too because I felt like the title track really set the tone for the record, and then everything else that you put on there was fantastic too. I know it met your expectations. That had to be one of your favorite EPs.
It has been, especially Worth a Shot. I mean, the song Worth a Shot was it was this weird thing, man. I mean, I can't remember where we were downtown somewhere hanging out, and I did a shot and I slammed it down, and I said, well, that's worth a shot or something like that. Just a tongue-in-cheek kind of colloquial thing, and I was hanging around some buddies like, man, we ought to write that. When I ended up not doing it for like a while, and then I was writing with a guy named Aaron Pax Taylor, which I don't know if you've ever heard of Aaron, but APT and me have been friends for a while now, ever since I moved to Nashville. It was the first time we were ever writing, and I threw out this thing. I said, man, I got this little thing. I don't know if it's any good, but it's worth, that's worth a shot. And he was like, man, I do like that. And, I just started strumming. I said, it's worth a shot to get over you. I won't put them down till I'm drop Django too. And then we wrote it all around that. And then, I'd already had You Are and all them other songs. And When You Walk In particular, I know you mentioned When You Walk In had been recorded about a year before that. And we were like, man, all these songs kind of mesh well. So we put it all together, and the album cover for the Worth a Shot video, or for the Worth a Shot EP, turned out to be one of my favorite album covers I've ever done. So, great stuff, man. Did that at Off the Row Studios, and
Off the Row, yeah.
It was great, man. It was great. I love it. I love putting that song. Is probably the most requested song that I get is Worth a Shot. I mean, a lot of people come up and tell me it's their favorite song of mine. So
love it. Good stuff out there.
Yeah.
No, brother. I'm always digging into music. You know me. I'm always doing homework here on this broadcast. That's what we do.
I'm an open book, buddy. I'm an open book.
I love it. Let's go back to one. I love this title because, country music just comes from all angles. And like you said, with Miss Gone by Morning, it's about time we blame the woman for the breakup too, because men get blamed too much. But there's another one out there too I love so much, this thing called Working Thing. That Justin Biltonen too, as well as another successful artist out there doing his thing. Talk about that one for us.
Well, I saw on my story, on my Instagram story a couple nights ago. I guess he's on the road with somebody or doing something. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him in a couple of months, but he's out on the road and he was in front of a huge crowd. And his caption was "First time ever playing Working Thing with a band," and it sounded great. And he's out there doing it on the road. And we wrote that one. He and I actually met at a little festival. I can't remember the name of the festival, but we were hanging out. Come to find out that we were both from North Carolina. He's from Asheville, and I'm from a town called Mooresville. And he's like, well, man, us North Carolina boys got to stick together. Let's write a song. And so we got together and we wrote. And actually, the song came about from my fiance. I was talking to on the phone with her one day. And she said, baby, I need you to hurry up and get famous because I hate this working thing. And I said, well, that's a country song if I've ever heard a country song before in my life. And so I said, I just sat down and I strummed out, I hate this working thing. Man, it's such a pain. I want to stay at home and hang out with my dog all day. And when we had that, and that's what I took to Justin to our right. And, about 2 hours later, we had Working Thing written, so we went to Ruckus Room and cut it. That's where he does all his stuff, and we went to Ruckus Room and recorded it, man, and it turned out awesome. Yeah. He's become a good friend of mine.
Justin Biltonen, no doubt about it, too.
Yep.
I loved it, too. I'm going to go back even further with this through the archives, and one that was, I believe it was looking back in September 2022, if I look back at it correct, too, definitely. Redneck's Guide.
Lord.
Yes,
yeah, man. About it. So the Redneck's Guide was a solo, right? That was a song that I had written by myself, and I did that one with a fellow named Lamont. We originally started producing it with him, and then we kind of finished it up at Saxman, where I'm doing all my stuff now. And it's just a how-to guide about how rednecks have fun, and that's what it was. And that was actually the first music video that I had done when I moved to Nashville, and Alan Jackson's Good Time Bar downtown where I play every Saturday night. They were like, yeah, come do the music video here. And so everything in that video is pretty live. It's pretty like capturing the moment. So, you know, even the pouring the beer on my head and the whole music video is ridiculous, but we were having fun. And it was one of those things. It was all my friends hanging out. All my friends came to support me, and man, it turned into a fun time. Yeah. Well, that's become like my line dance song.
Redneck's guy.
My buddy Cowboy Kyle loves to line dance to that one. He's one of the biggest line dancing instructors in Nashville, and he's always showing up at AJ's and asking us to play that song and play all the other ones that he can line dance to. So yeah, good memories, man. I appreciate you bringing all this stuff up. Is even bringing up good memories for me, man. I gotta give it to you.
I told you, you're gonna be on a show that does its research, babe.
Yes, sir, man.
That's what we do here on this broadcast. You guys,
that means the world to me, Brandon. You don't know how much that actually means.
I love it a lot too. I'll tell you what, I'll talk about another one here just a second too, because you put out just a great collection, great catalog of songs that I love so much. But time for another performance here, and I say dealer's choice. What are we going to hear?
Man, I'm debating whether I want to make my manager happy and play her favorite song, or if I need to play the last single that I put out. So,
all right.
Is it better to do the single, or is it better to make my team happy?
You know what? Hey, I always say, brother, make that team happy.
You know
make
what? I like your thinking, buddy.
I'm only as good as our team out there too. And hey, look at Kansas City in the Super Bowl with the Chiefs.
Oh,
people
Lord!
Like the outcome, but hey, you know what though? The team won it.
This they did.
Got it.
Well, nobody can deny. I mean, nobody can deny now that they're the best team in the NFL.
Oh no,
love them or hate them, they're crushing it right now, man. They're crushing it right now. I mean, and I was watching the game. I saw everything. It was a fair called game. And it was just one of them things, man. You either love it or you hate it. And I'm not gonna say which one I feel, but you know, I'm gonna leave that open to suggestion. But so this is actually the song that I recorded today. So I'm gonna do it, and it's my manager's favorite song that I've written so far, and it's called "Forgotten Man." It's the first verse is about a farmer, and the second verse is about a soldier. So awesome. That kind of puts it into perspective about what it's about. So
here we go.
He gets up every morning before the sun comes up. He's halfway through his workday before you fill your coffee cup. He climbs high up in his tractor. Daylight crawls across the land, putting food on all our tables. This two callous hands. It's a life that few understand. Yeah, the worries and the stories and the struggles of the forgotten man. Oh, but he never thinks twice about the sacrifice that he's making. It's a long, hard living, but he keeps on giving despite the toll that it's taking. He stays silent to the core. He was sent here by the good Lord to protect and watch over the land. It's the worries and the stories and the struggles of the forgotten man. Yeah, he's made up his rack, laced up his boots, since colors 8 a.m. Reads red, white, and blue. Writes a letter to his mom, tell her he misses home. They're shipping him out, don't know for how long. He's just doing the best that he can. It's the worries and the stories and the struggles of the forgotten man. But he never thinks twice about the sacrifice that he's making. It's a long, hard living, but he keeps on giving despite the toll that it's taking. He stays silent to the core. He was sent here by the good Lord to protect and watch over the land. It's the worries and the stories and the struggles of the forgotten man. It's like them stories we've been told about that hero long ago. Oh, we bravely paid the cost. Yeah, now left there on that cross. Let's raise a toast to all of those that never think twice about the sacrifice that's worth making. It's a long, hard living, but they keep on giving despite the toll that it's taking. Each day silent to the core, he was sent here by the good Lord to protect and watch over the land. It's the worries and the stories and the struggles. It's the worries and the stories and the struggles. It's the worries and the stories and the struggles of the forgotten man. Forgotten man.
Boy, I'd say I'm gonna be playing me some Trey Calloway on the way on the flight and in the car and like just all over the whole week of Nashville. I've been doing it for like 10 years. Let's see.
We just recorded that one today, man, and it turned out really good. I'm excited about it, buddy. That was actually a debut. That was a debut.
Well,
You're
there
the first
you
one to
go.
hear it,
See?
man.
Time on the show, we get the exclusive stuff right there. Forgotten Man to all the crowd tuning into as well, and definitely Darren, of course, Patty, Sandy. Appreciate you guys being part of this, man. I'm telling you, this guy's a superstar in the making. You already know that. You don't need me to tell you that, but hey, I've been listening to him for a long time, since 2016, the debut of Carolina Man. Love that whole album too as well. We got to take another time out. We're gonna have one more performance too as well. It's always Dealer's Choice coming back here, pay some bills on the show. KKTC True Country 99.9, and of course out there too as well, our friends at hightidecountry.net and live on the Sports Guys podcast.com. We'll come back another performance here as well. But guys, again, Valentine's Day is here. It's not around the corner anymore too, but you can still order out there too. Jewelry by Tommy. If you're looking for that perfect gift for your spouse, friend, or family member, Jewelry by Tommy's got you covered. Email burleysystem@yahoo.com today to order. Get her something nice, handcrafted, handmade jewelry by Tommy. Burley System, BUEHRLE system@yahoo.com. It's Jewelry by Tommy. A word from our sponsors. Stay tuned for more.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
The Bangtail Pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Ever thought about owning your own business? Tanya Lapsley-Cockett did. She decided a little over 5 years ago that she was going to be an entrepreneur, so she started her travel business. Tanya is married and works a full-time job. Her business has given her amazing opportunities. Not only does she get to help people create memories by booking their vacations, sporting and entertainment tickets, rental cars, etc., but it has also allowed her to help other families create legacy income. The travel industry is extremely lucrative and is an $8 trillion industry. The travel industry is projected to earn in excess of $15 trillion over the next 10 years. The travel industry pays its professionals up to 70 to 80% commission on the travel that they book for themselves and their clients. As a travel business owner, Tanya books travel and teaches others how to own and operate their own travel business. She is a director in training on the marketing side of her business, where she has helped over 90 families start their own businesses. If you're interested in owning your own travel business, please contact Tanya at 917-743-1199 or at ladytlc3555@me.com.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back on the show, final segment with Trey Calloway here. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Of course, Country Radio Seminar coming up 2024, February 28th to March 1st, live at the Doghouse, the night of the 28th and 29th, live at the Wild Beaver Saloon on March the 1st. And of course, out there too at the Omni Hotel, coverage every morning through about 3 o'clock, 3:30 every day with some great artists out there. Runaway June, T. Graham Brown, Shenandoah, Walker Montgomery, and just a whole lot more. The Swan brothers coming down there too. So a lot of great coverage and powerhouse interviews at the Omni Hotel. And we're going to have close to 100 interviews by the time we get to Nashville and by the time we leave Nashville, all thanks to our friends and our sponsors out there, hightidecountry.net, and of course out there, KKTC True Country 99.9, all the coverage there through the social media, and of course, the sportsguyspodcast.com. So no reason not to listen out there too. Maybe take some footage of Trey's concert at the local on Friday, March the 1st out there too as well. You never know what's going to be on those socials. Keep spreading the word of the Backstage Pass powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Miss Gone by Morning, the current single, and check out TreyCallawayMusic.com for more out there too of those great tour dates. You know, I got to ask you about this too, because look, it doesn't slip my mind, but I know just like anything else, it's always something that definitely is there for us because country music really, we took a step back at this fast life we're on this week or last week, I should say, and lost a legend. Toby Keith, 32 number one hits, 30 years in this industry. If there's ever a guy who knew how to do it right, Trey, he was the guy. What did he mean to you in your career?
How much time do we have left?
Brother, we got time. It's my show.
Well, Toby Keith was probably, I would say, my dad, his favorite country singer, maybe besides George Jones. I'd say it's tied between George Jones and Toby Keith for my dad.
Yeah.
So in the house growing up, you know, we listened to Toby Keith all the time. He was one of the first country artists that I got into as a teenager when I started listening to country music. And talk about somebody that, love him or hate him, you know, he believed in what he believed. He stood his ground always. And he got told he wasn't a good singer. He got told he wasn't a good songwriter when he was first starting out, and he never let that stop him. And I think, you know, despite what any artist might say, we all have our doubts, our times when we think we're not good enough. You know, I'm wasting my time. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'm sacrificing so much for this, and it's such a gamble. And he is a prime example, I believe, of somebody who didn't stop until he was able to do it his way, until he got everybody's attention. And so it's really difficult for me to put in just a few words what Toby Keith meant to me. I do know that this past weekend, I've played more Toby Keith songs than I'd played in years, and they were all of the deep cut. Everybody wanted to hear all of them. They didn't just want to hear "Should Have Been a Cowboy," or "Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue." They wanted to hear all of them. And so, you know, the last back half of our show on Friday and Saturday night, you know, we almost did nothing but Toby Keith songs, and it was just amazing. And I heard today that his album went #1. Some album he put out a couple, like back in early 2000s, just went #1. So I think that alone is a testament to the power of his music and the power of him as an individual. You know, love him or hate him, you can't deny. You got to give respect to the man. He was a legend. We lost a legend, and too soon. You know, it's sad that I was under the impression that he was doing better, and it just came out of nowhere. And I, you know, I guess maybe he knew. Maybe when he did that concert where he played "Don't Let the Old Man In," I think maybe he knew, and they weren't letting everybody know. But either way, great question, man. Thank you for asking me that.
I'd say it's you know, again,
it's sad, man.
The part of journalism here we like to do. It's making headlines out there too, and it meant a lot to me as a fan growing up. Now hosting my own music show out there too, and going to a great town such as Nashville, Tennessee, and working with so many great people, so many great managers and publicists and record labels. The things that make us happen, make us tick here too, man, is the stars. You guys are stars, and that's what keeps us going here on the Backstage Pass.
I got a long ways to go if I ever want to get to that level. But he's a heck of an inspiration. He's a heck of a person to be inspired by. So
no doubt, brother. I'll tell you what. No, you're good, man. Let's do another one out there too for us. So what are we going to hear now? Let's play one more, and we'll do a little rapid fire. I
just got a text that everybody's in there requesting Carolina Man, and I know you wanted to hear it too. So we might as well do that one. So
might as well do it, man. It's one of my favorites.
This one was a solo ride as well. This is on my first album, the title track of my first album, and it goes like this.
There you go.
And from the Appalachian Mountains to the sea, I'm a Carolina man. It was eating Bojangles on the way to school, swam in the lake, no need for a pool. A couple kids heading down to Myrtle Beach for the weekend. It was dreaming about the day I'd leave this town smoking Camel lights at the Waffle House, drifting away to every song they play on the radio. Now this life of mine takes me far and wide. Well, I want to go back home, follow that old tobacco road, and it takes me to Pine Tree Paradise. Gotta bring it on back to my roots and get a little red clay on my boots. Dear Lord, why did I leave it all behind? Yeah, 'cause I can hear her calling my name from the Appalachian Mountains to the sand. I'm a Carolina man. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I want to see this world ain't nothing better than a Tar Heel girl sipping on McCartney at a bonfire, party on and all night. Well, and sometimes I dream I'm still right there catching channel cats off my papa's beer. Them memories, they stay right on my mind. So when my journey's finally done, I know just where I'll run. When I want to go back home, follow that old tobacco road, and it takes me to a Pine Tree Paradise. Gotta bring it on back to my roots and get a little red clay on my boots. Yeah, dear Lord, why did I leave it all behind? Yeah, 'cause I can feel that moonshine in my veins. From the Appalachian Mountains to the sand, I'm a Carolina man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell, and when I want to go back home, follow that old tobacco road, and it takes me to Pine Tree Paradise. Gotta bring it on back to my roots and get a little red clay on my boots. Yeah, dear Lord, why did I leave it all behind? Yeah, 'cause I can hear her calling my name from the Appalachian Mountains to the sea. I'm a Carolina man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a Carolina man.
Yeah, boy, and I think this says it all right there too. This is going to put that up there because Darren says, "Yep, there you go." Enough right there.
Tell Darren I said, "Hey, buddy."
This is the
What's
best
up,
country
brother?
song.
Love
Carolina's made my day. Love you, bro. I mean, I tell you, man, that's there you go. That's what you get when you get authenticity from a guy like Trey Calloway. Hey, let's have a little fun here too, because look forward to seeing you in Nashville too, which is going to be a lot of fun. CRS week, crazy enough as it is, and I'm gonna party the cows come home for all those 3 nights, plus whatever we do at the Omni. Tremendous, great live coverage we're gonna do out there. I got to ask you, we talk football too. My team wasn't in it according to the hat here. Arizona Cardinals. We didn't get a healthy quarterback until what was it, week 10 or so. I went out to a game in Arizona, beat the Falcons, thought the season would turn around, came back, saw them, got the loss in Houston. But is it the Titans you root for? Who's your team? Who's your dog in the fight?
Well, I like the Titans because
Okay.
I live in Nashville. I like the Titans, but I'm from North Carolina, man, so I'm a Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers. All right.
And don't give me too much hard time about it. I know we're having a hard time right now, man.
It's a little bit of a
I
hard
miss
time.
the Jake Delhomme days. Julius Peppers just got inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. So that was really cool. That almost brought a tear to my eyes, man. I was like 12 years old during that Super Bowl. That was the infamous Janet Jackson Super Bowl too. So we'll always have that place in history.
There's history right there too, Jake Delhomme.
Exactly. Baby. But no, she just I don't know, man. The Panthers got some work to do. I hope we turn it around soon, brother. But I'm a big football fan. I like college football too.
There you go. Who's your college team?
Well, you're gonna give me. I was raised an Alabama fan, so don't hate me.
All right.
Don't hate
No, I ain't gonna hate
me.
you.
You either love Alabama or you hate them. So
Hey, my
we
niece
lost
goes there,
Saban too,
so
I'm
it's all
sad
good.
about that, man. I'm sad about. Who do you like in college?
College for me, man. I'm married in Aggie, so I stay with Texas A&M, and I love
Okay.
the Mike
All right,
Elko
man.
coming over from Duke. I think this transition is going to be great. I think it's going to be a great
Absolutely.
recruiting class. I hate to see Jimbo go, bad. When you're paid $7.5 to $8 a year to get it done, $1 million, not $1,000, $1 million,
And you don't. Yeah.
you don't get it done. You got a $70-something million contract.
Mhm.
Hey, man, I'm sorry, but we got to be competing for national titles. That's it.
Yeah.
Cut
I'd
the
love to
cord.
come on here sometime and just talk sports with you, man.
Hey,
I
you
think
know
that'd
we
be
can
awesome.
we're going to arrange that. We're going to arrange that.
All right,
too.
that sounds like a plan,
We'll
man.
do just a full 30-minute sports show. We get a chance to do it too as well. All right, let's go with this one. Favorite restaurant to eat at in Nashville, or maybe top 2 or 3.
Taco Bell. I'm taking you to Taco Bell, Brandon. I told my manager I was going to say that. All right, anyway. No. Honestly, man, if I had to pick one, it'd be Puckett's up there towards downtown.
Okay.
And it's not overly fancy. It's not overly expensive, but I'm not an overly fancy or expensive guy, man.
Yeah.
Puckett's have you ever been?
I hadn't been to that one too. I got to check that one out.
So we got to go out there, man.
We got to do it too. And I'm gonna get
All
my
right.
chicken when I first get in there. The hot chicken sandwich. I'm gonna try Prince's, and I'm gonna try Hattie B's.
I love Nashville hot chicken, but it don't like me.
It
It don't like me, man.
Well, I got to try because last year I was in line at Hattie B's right there on Broadway, the busy one.
Oh, yeah.
And some people, they catch you when you do a job like this. They're like at backstage. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. So I'm not
Yeah.
a celebrity by any means, but I'm like, we do the radio show. But at the same time, I got starstruck by something down the street when I saw people just like flooding, almost like a paparazzi situation.
Yeah.
So as they ran down the street, I'm kind of like, and I wasn't curious because I interview a lot of great stars here on the show, and I'm like, all right, so I don't run, I just walk to see kind of who it is, and I'm trying to mind my own business. And when I got out of line, 10 people walked up, and I was like, oh, there goes Hattie B's. That's it.
It was all part of their plan, man. It was part of their plan to get you out of the line. Did you end up finding out who it was?
I want to say, I have to remember the name. If I do, I'll have to text you and remember that too.
Okay.
I just can't think
All
of
right,
it
let
off
me
the top
know.
of my head right now. I'll have to think of who
Yeah.
that was. But it was all because that was, CRS week. You just never know who you're going to run into. It might have been Randall King. Might have been. Who,
Oh man.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, he's endorsed my show too. He's already stood behind it too. We've had him on 2 or 3 times. So
I wouldn't mind me. I'd rather meet him than have Nashville hot chicken. Yeah.
Hey, you
Now,
know what?
Taco
That week
Bell,
was
I don't know.
that was so busy. And then I'll tell you this: we were actually at the back at the Omni. I actually went to the Opry for the first time. Took my team out there. We had a little fun, and ran into him the night before. Little did I know, less than 12 months later, we'd have him here on the show. But Brantley Gilbert was actually standing over by that too as well. Saw him headline the Opry, and then March 5th here on the Backstage Pass, he's coming here on the show. Brantley Gilbert. So
Well, I'll be watching, brother.
we'll have
I'll
fun
be
with that one.
watching.
Hey, it'll be one hell of an amen, right? There you go.
Oh yeah. Right. Well,
That was one of the songs.
Country's countrywide, so I mean,
Country's
everybody should-
countrywide, baby. That's the way,
Yes, sir.
that's
Yes,
the
sir.
way it goes.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll finish with this because you and I could go on for hours here on this.
I
show,
can talk
no
to you
doubt.
all day, man. I talk to you.
We can
I got
do
nothing else to do. It's Valentine's Day. My girl's gonna be in there. She's gonna start cussing at me here.
She's
in a
gonna
little
start.
bit.
It is Valentine's Day, too, no doubt. Dream stage, you've done a lot, but is there a dream stage to step on that you haven't done yet?
4 words.
All right.
The Grand Ole Opry.
There you go. You know what? Hey, it's that's the number one right there. I was gonna say even Red Rocks. Would that be in there too? Red Rocks.
It's in there. It's in
All right.
there. But man,
Opry.
since I was this tall, that's it, man.
That's it.
You
baby.
could kill me then, man. I could die the next day. I'd be a happy man. Yes,
The
sir.
Grand Ole Opry too. I tell you, I love it, man. Well, it's authentic as it says. I know the radio guys are always like, you know what, you got to time it out, Brandon. But you know what, when the show's good, it's good, man. That's the way it goes. And we had a good one today with Trey Calloway here on the Backstage Pass. Miss Gone by morning across all the digital platforms. We're going to see him in Nashville at the local Friday, March 1st. Get out there too after our live remote at the Wild Beaver Saloon. Running a little bit late, but we'll hop in the car, put the equipment, and head on over there by Vanderbilt University. And of course, at the Doghouse, the 28th and 29th with our partners, MC1. Nashville, a great record label, Miss Darlene Fowler, out there interviewing her best and brightest out there in country music. And, of course, at the Omni Hotel, the Swan Brothers, Walker Montgomery, Runaway June, and a whole lot more. T. Graham Brown. And, man, the list is so long, I can't even reel it off here on the
It's gonna be a good show.
We'll talk about those as we get closer, the 28th through March the 1st. Thanks to all the sponsors that make it happen. Brother, I want to say thank you for being with us today. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to see you in Nashville in a couple of weeks.
Well, Brandon, I can't wait to be back, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir. At the local out there on that Friday night. Looking forward to it out there. Trey Calloway here on the Backstage Pass. Again, thanks to the sponsors. Powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com, where you can always check out the shows. They're archived there. And our friends over at HighTideCountry.net. KKTC True Country 99.9, 7 nights a week. You can hear the show in prime time out there too, which is great. New Mexico, Colorado, Oklahoma. You got places to hear the show. No excuses not to listen to the Backstage Pass. Tomorrow we got a good one. Wade Hayes coming by to talk about old country. Still rocks here on the show. And of course, Friday, he was on American Idol last year. He's turning some heads out there. Colin Stow here on the show too as well. And of course, next week, some great shows. Corey Marks from Better Noise Music. Our good friend Dio Gibson out there too as well. A great rapper from Canada. We'll talk to him. And of course, coming up here in a few weeks, just more and more great shows. Stay tuned. Brantley Gilbert, March the 5th, here on the Backstage Pass, another powerhouse singer, and in my mind, a Hall of Famer out there, Grand Ole Opry member too. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow with Wade Hayes here on the Backstage Pass. Until then, take care. Have a terrific night. We'll see you soon.